Okay, hi again, guys. So I was going to talk to you a little bit about what we call in astrology the Great Conjunction, which is going to happen between Saturn and Jupiter. Saturn and Jupiter are sort of opposite in some ways because Jupiter, as I said earlier, is expansion and Saturn is restriction. There's a lot more to these two bodies, but I'll keep it simple for now, okay? Now, if you know about the flat earth and the real cosmology of where we live, you will know that Mercury rules the first world, which is on the very top, which is called Shambhala, has other many names, Hyperborea, whatever you want to call it, Mount Meru, and so on. It's ruled by Mercury, which is a hermaphrodite, so it is both a sun and a moon. The second world is our world, which is ruled by the sun and the moon. Of course, the sun is masculine and the moon is feminine. And then the third world, Mars and Venus rule that world. Venus, of course, is a moon and feminine, and Mars is another sun and masculine. And then we come to the last world, which is above. The world looks like an egg-shaped pyramid. That's a long story. I'm not going to go into the whole cosmology of it, but I finish up by saying the fourth world is ruled by Saturn and Jupiter. Jupiter is a sun, Saturn is a moon. Jupiter takes 12 years to go around the zodiac. Our sun takes 12 months. There's a massive relationship between the two. And Saturn takes about 29 and a half years to go around the zodiac. And our moon takes 29 and a half days. So you can see the relationship. So the elite are going to try and do everything they can to stop what's going to happen during this massive conjunction. I'm not really sure how they're going to play it, but this conjunction is going to happen exactly on the winter solstice, okay? And this is when the torus fields of the earth are going to expand again. If you read a lot of ancient books, there's a lot of mentions of that. I'm not making this up whatsoever. And when this happens, so when the torus fields expand, it's some kind of pure God energy that comes to earth to reach us, to literally wake people up to become more conscious and more loving, and to like sort humanity out on anything that's not right. The elite know that this is going to happen. This is why they've been chemtrailing the skies like fuck, and they're probably going to do it even more around that time. They want to try and stop all these energies reaching us. Okay, so for those which are already sort of awake, it's probably not going to affect us quite as much, but this is what they're going to try and do. I don't know if they're going to pull another one like kind of Project Bluebeam, where they're going to try and fake an alien invasion with holographic technology. I mean, I don't know if you know what they can do with holograms at the moment, but it's insane. You'd think that your mother is in front of you, basically. They're very, very advanced with that, and they could also fake a false Jesus Christ or something like that as well. So this is what's going to happen on that date. And collectively, if more people wake up collectively, we can definitely stop this reset they're trying to do. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be a reset. There will be one way or the other, because this is the age of Aquarius, but Aquarius is about cleansing as well, because it's the picture of water running down, yeah. So there will be a cleansing, which means that a lot of deviants, probably a lot of people are going to die, unfortunately. I don't think this is going to be avoidable one way or the other, but we need to try and cleanse this place of evil, and if we collectively become more conscious, we should be able to do that. Though I reckon the elite are going to go underground at that point. They would not be able to withstand the energies whatsoever. And they will probably try and switch on the 5th generation at about 300 gigahertz, wherever they can as well. This is how they want to depopulate, you see, so mainly. So, well, that's one of the ways, but the main way, really. And at 300 gigahertz, our brains are fried within a nanosecond, okay? So then the other way is they've got these dual energy weapon, they've got this directed energy weapon, their drones, their nanobots, and so on and so forth. They're going to try everything they can. I'm sure that a lot of this is going to happen this year. Now, after these energies, I think there may be places on Earth where you will be able to receive these energies, but in cities, even villages. I mean, I think most of Europe is going to be very, very difficult. You'd have to be in the desert somewhere, or Mongolia, where there's hardly anyone, or absolutely no Wi-Fi. Then you will probably be able to receive those energies. Uh, Definitely at the North Pole. So this is what's going to happen. So collectively, if not enough of us wake up, well, I don't know where this world is going to take us. If enough of us wake up, even though I'm sure still a lot of people are going to die, we'll be able to reset it in such a way that it's in our favor. However, don't get me wrong as well. I mean, individually, which is what Aquarius is all about, if you've made good with God on your conscience, sorry, then you've got nothing to worry about, because even if you die, it doesn't matter, because it's all good, because there is no death anyway, really. It's just a passage into another world, and people that are conscious enough will go back to the God that will be able to be reincarnated here. However, those who are not making good with God on their conscience will never be able to come back here. That is the actual plan, that they will not be able to come back here. So this is why also they've been harvesting organs all over the place from children, especially in Palestine and so on, because they want to try and live forever. Or however, this is not how it works. We all have to die. There's a reason for it. And I know most people want to think, oh, I want to stay alive. I mean, I'm not saying, of course, we should stay alive as long as possible, especially if we're having fun without harming anything. But this is what people have to understand. There's nothing wrong with dying. If we're going to come back here, we'll be reborn and have another life. And even if you forget your last life, you'll be retaining all the knowledge that you had, and you'll still have a good time. And it's like changing character, as an actor, if you play the same role all the time, it gets fucking boring, doesn't it? So you're just reborn as somebody else. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think this is why the angels were, and the demons were jealous of humanity, because we encompass both. We are made truly in God's image, which means we both have the dark and the light, which is the demons and the angels. And they are the ones that are completely immortal. And they're jealous of the fact that they can't come and play. They have a role to fulfill as being a demon and an angel. It's a long story, but anyway, it's something along those lines. And this is what I've always been thinking, well, if the angels and the demons are so jealous of us, maybe we could ask God to do something about it. Like, for example, I wouldn't mind being an angel for a while. They can take my place here down on earth, and then we can exchange again. So it's never boring. And the demons, you see, there's nothing wrong with the demons either. They just represent the dark. There's nothing wrong with the dark and the light, because we are both. And I'm going to explain that to you right now, which is that basically it's all about being loving, but it's about being centered, and it's about the truth. And as you know, sometimes the truth is ugly and very dark, and sometimes it's beautiful. It doesn't matter. The truth is the truth, okay? So, for example, I love my dark side. I love my dark side. I've made peace with my dark side. I love my dark side. I couldn't do without it. My demonic side, whatever you want to call it. Which means that basically I'm always as loving as possible. I try not to hurt anything. I'm not just a vegan. I try not to hurt any insects even if I can. I may try it on some, unfortunately, occasionally, and I try and say sorry for that. Well, I do say sorry for that. However, as an example, if I saw someone, man or woman or whatever, trying to harm a child or an animal or kidnap a child, I would intervene. It should be men's jobs, but I would intervene if I was actually present when that happened. And if during the struggle, the person I'm struggling with dies, there is no karma, because I saved an innocent boy or girl. So I get brownie points for that. So this is when my dark side will come out. My dark side will go, fuck that, you're not fucking doing that. Okay, so we need a fucking dark side, because we need, the dark side is, standing up for ourselves when something's not right. I'm not go all fucking new agey and, it's not love, oh no, let it just happen, fucking bullshit. We need the dark and the light. Okay, this is how it works. So we are both an angel and a demon at the same time, but the angels and the demons are separated, and this is why they get jealous of humanity. And this is why all this has been happening. I think it's all to do with the demons and the angels trying to come and live as humans on earth. Okay, this is what it's all about, people, I'm telling you. And yeah, we could propose something, because you see, the angels are immortal and they have a role to fulfill, and it's forever, which means they must get bored, that is the same thing, or they can't die. And they're jealous of us being able to die because they don't know what happens when we die. They'd like to know. This is why they're trying to do all that stuff to us as well, catch our consciousness on our souls, on everything, yeah? So, maybe we could do something like that, maybe allow them to become human, as long as they create no harm on earth and enjoy themselves being normal human beings, and then maybe some of us can take their roles for a while, and then we can exchange again, and then it's fair for everybody. Because it's probably true that in some ways, if that is the case, what I'm talking about, it's not fair for them to eternally be what they are and never being able to enjoy what we enjoy here down on earth. Do you understand? So that's one of my views anyway. I might be completely wrong, but from the knowledge I have and received and so on, it would make perfect sense to me that this is what's going on. Okay. All right. Lots of love. Bye.